Kenny, what are you doing? You had the whole episode of Dynamite to back out of the stipulation Maxwell Jacob Freeman gave to you. You had the whole episode of Dynamite to avoid a mistake that Cody Rhodes and your man Hangman Adam Page made. The god of wrestling, Kenny Omega versus the Devil MJF for the AEW Championship. If Kenny Omega loses, he can't challenge for the championship again now. I don't know if it was paper or plastic, but if you ask me, MJF done put you in a trick bag. And man, this is crazy. I'm hearing that y'all gonna be doing this at Dynamite Beach Break, right? Well, that's ironic, because if you lose, Kenny, a lot of people are gonna be wondering, have you became a shell of yourself? And you're gonna leave a whole lot of AEW sickos crying in their cars as their GOAT becomes nothing more than another name scratched off for MJF's list. Redemption is a little over 3 weeks away, and AEW spent zero time shaking things up before the pay-per-view. Now, if you've been in my live and you've been watching the past few weeks, the general consensus is Kenny Omega was gonna challenge MJF for the championship. He beat MJF, and then Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay will finally tell their long story of little brother versus big brother at All in London. This story goes all the way back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Kenny Omega was always looked at as the guy who was just a little bit better and held in a higher regard than Will Ospreay. At All In, Will could not only win the AEW Championship, he could fulfill his childhood dream in main event at Wembley Stadium and finally step out of Kenny Omega's shadows by having the torch passed to him as the god of wrestling. Yesterday on Dynamite, the plans we've spent months about was all flushed down the toilet, and it was crazy, man. Now, next week on Dynamite, everything is on the line after MJF beat Mark Briscoe half to death in a match that Mark almost pulled off a miracle and won, man. Kenny Omega came out to confront him. Kenny didn't want to build towards redemption. He didn't want to wait. He wanted his title shot now before they could work out the details. MJF told him, you want the title shot? Fine, I'll give it to you under one stipulation. You lose this match, you can never challenge for the AEW Championship again. After spending the night thinking over it, talking to his friends Matt and Nick Jackson of the Young Bucks and even Will Ospreay right before making his decision, Ospreay tried to make him think twice, but it didn't work. Kenny Omega accepted the challenge, so now here we are. Here's the thing though, one or two things could happen next week, y'all. Kenny could beat MJF and finally become AEW champion again, and everybody in the building could have an emotional moment watching him get back to the top, or Kenny Omega could lose and the entire building will be in shock knowing he'll never be able to challenge for the AEW title again. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know how you think this is going to play out. This is crazy though, y'all. Now, I said it could go one or two ways, but actually some people in my life threw another ideal out there, man. The match could end in a draw and Tony Khan could book a no time limit or some type of stipulation match at Redemption. Now, that's definitely a possibility, but I think the chances are kind of low. I did my research. I found out the only AEW Championship match to end in a draw was Hangman Adam Page versus Bryan Danielson at Winter is Coming. They went the full 60 minutes. Hangman retained after the time limit draw, and that was that. The reason I think it'd be hard to do this now, because you got other matches on the card that are definitely gonna go over time. You got Takeshita versus the Proto Star Kyle Fletcher for the International Championship. You got Tommaso Ciampa versus Chris Jericho. You got the Casino Women's Gauntlet match to determine who faces Tekla for the title at Redemption. It's just too much going on the card. I feel like there has to be a clear winner in this one next week. You also have a lot of people speculating about the return of none other than Hangman Adam Page. I said it on my live, man. That could go one or two ways too. He could cost MJF the title, or he could cost Kenny Omega the title. And if you ask me, costing Kenny Omega the title would be crazy. Think about this, y'all. I said this on my live. A lot of people are thinking that Hangman Adam Page returns to cost MJF the title. And if you ask me, I just don't see how that makes sense, man. Why would Hangman Adam Page be mad? You lost fair and square. It was a Texas death match. Nobody intervened. You lost straight up. But now Think about the opposite. Hangman Adam Page comes back. He cost Kenny Omega the opportunity to ever go for the title again. Oh my God. If anyone needed a shakeup in their character, it's Hangman Adam Page. He will get nuclear heat forever with the sickos if he did a move like that. If he took the knife and put it in Kenny Omega back like that. This is crazy, man. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I really hope Kenny Omega isn't scared of heights. Oh! Why you say that, Bobby Monsoon? Because the stakes is high. Think about it. This is about as high as the guy that proposed to his fiance on top of the Empire State Building!
Wait a minute. Is he proposing?
Oh my God,
He is proposing to her is what this looks like.
Oh my God.
Whose house?
Hey, right over here, bro.
Hey, you gonna beat up Bobby Monsoon anytime soon?
Maybe. After that match, he might like me after.
All right, now, before I go to recap Dynamite, can y'all all do me a favor and please just leave this Swerve Strickland situation alone? I mean, I didn't get my degree, but I learned my lesson. A lot of you AEW sickos is like a scorn axe. You just can't let it go. What more do you want from me? I'm literally the only content creator on the face of this earth that had Swerve Strickland beating Ospreay in the Owen. What more do you want from me? I told you when the presidential elections come up, I'm going to go in the booth and punch my vote for Swerve Strickland. What more do you want from me? I already have a cell phone. You're probably wondering, what does that have to do with anything? Well, think about it. The last thing I'm going to need is another house call. Oh, why you say that, Bobby Monsoon, exclusively on BobbyMonsoon.com. Y'all asked for it and it's here. The Why You Say That t-shirt. I want to thank everybody that's copping the merch, that's liking, commenting, subscribing, hyping, everybody in my lives multiple times in a week, all the people in the chat. I want to thank everybody, man. Y'all really helped the channel grow. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. BobbyMonsoon.com. And Why You Say That shirt now. Back to the content. Dynamite started off with Will Ospreay and Renee about to do an interview, man. Will Ospreay coming back from winning the Owen, man. He's about to do an interview. Then coming out the locker room is Jon Moxley, letting Ospreay know how proud of him he is, man. Letting him know he's goated. Letting him know he got it. Letting him know that he has the new Death Riders pendant, man. So I think it's official. It was already official, but now he got his signing papers. Now the contract signed in blood. Will Ospreay, official Death Rider. That was fire, man. So as him and Jon Moxley stop talking, he goes to walk off out of nowhere. Kenny Omega pops up and says, man, you really doing this Death Rider thing, man. You still a little bro, whatever, man. Coming behind the door was Mr. Triple B himself, MJF. Telling both of them, man, y'all both are squares, dog. He basically looking past Kenny Omega, not taking him serious. He told Ospreay, looked him in his eye and said, I see you at Wembley. This was a fire segment to start off Dynamite. Dog, this is what I mean, man. Story, beginning, middle, end. We all learned this in first grade. It's not rocket science, bro. So the first match to start off Dynamite was MJF versus Mark Briscoe. And man, MJF was dominating the match, but somehow Briscoe, he dug deep, bro. He was fighting back, man. He actually had a few close calls, almost beat MJF. He actually hit him with the J Driller too. Man, if Mark Briscoe would have won, I would have went nuclear, y'all. I'm telling you right now. MJF needs a Triple B going into All In. The only audible I will accept if Kenny Omega beats him. That's nothing to go nuclear over. I kind of mentally prepared myself. The AEW sickles, my man Chris Collins, Jordan, all of them, they were telling me that, man, it's going to be Kenny Omega Will Ospreay at All In. So I'm already mentally prepared for that. I'm not really tripping on that. And I've been doing my research. The history is there. Even though I still want MJF and Will Ospreay. But we'll see what happens. But I ain't have to go nuclear, man. MJF pulled it off, dog. Of course he was. Unless you kick him in the balls and you do 4 random coffin drops. That's the only way you could probably get away with squashing MJF. But if you got to go for the head up fade, it's going to be a long night, man. He was going to continue beating Mark Briscoe to beat it in his head, who's the greatest wrestler on the face of this earth. Then Kenny Omega comes out, stops him. Then they have the dialogue. Kenny let him know he wants a title shot. MJF says, yo, bro. He gave him the stipulation that's scaring everybody, the stipulation that had people on the edge of their seat 7 days straight waiting till next week on Dynamite to see how this is going to play out, man. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I don't think they're going to do a 60-minute draw. Maybe they change the times to a 30-minute draw. I don't know, bro. I think that's the only way to kind of wiggle out of it, but I really don't see that happening. What I really see happening, I can't even call it. I ain't gonna lie. This is one of the first times I said this on my live. I'll say it right now. It is extremely hard for me to call this one, man. I could see Kenny Omega winning next week, and I can make sense of that because Redemption definitely would have been too predictable, even though it still would have been fire. It would have been too predictable. But, man, if Kenny Omega lose, that's the one I really, really, really can't see. But that would be extremely interesting how he loses and how this plays in an All In, man. This is one of the biggest curveballs to be thrown if Kenny Omega can never go for the title again, especially if Hangman Adam Page come back and be the reason. Let me know what y'all think. Next, you got a promo from the biggest traitor in the world, Andrade. How do you know? Well, how do you know, Andrade, that the Don Callis family gonna show up and put a beating on you on Dynamite, man? Brian Cage tried to take Andrade out in the middle of the ring. Next time he know, man, don't bite the hand that feeds you. After that, you got Kevin Knight going over Lio Rush for the TNT Championship. Kevin Knight was burnt up, bruised up, knee hurt. It don't matter. Still beat that crazy Lio Rush in a one-on-one match. This was a cool, solid match, man. But what really got weird was when Darby Allin came out, the criminal. Came out after putting explosives in a backpack. I don't know how Tony Khan didn't put this guy on a release list. I don't know how Tony Khan didn't hit him with a 6-figure fine. He's demanding a TNT shot, man. My man Kevin Knight said cool, but Don Callis said no. We don't give title shots to criminals. You cross the line. It's supposed to be professional wrestling. I don't know what type of wrestling this is, bro. But Darby Allin, he said something cryptic. He said, all right, you done dug your own grave. Next, you got Tommaso Ciampa and Chris Jericho brawling outside, and this leads to a match at Spring Break next week of these two, man. This was anticipated. They've been going back and forth, man. It all started at the Dynamite I was at in Philly, man. Tommaso come out after the match with Ricochet, put a beating on Jericho, and now he got that fade lined up. This is going to be interesting. I wish it was a stipulation, though. No DQ, street fight. Give me something, man. These two really been going at it, so I'm looking forward to this next week. Next, you got Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay going over the swirl. This was cool, man. Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay doing their thing as always. Great teamwork. The Death Riders is, man, they looking good, man. Will Ospreay had the Death Rider pendant on his pants, and they go over in this match. We also got word from Switchblade Jay White, letting people know, man, Finley, you was my dog, bro. We did a lot of work in New Japan Pro Wrestling, but you screwed me over. Now it's time for the get back. So you got Jay White, the Bang Bang Gang, man, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I can't wait to see Jay White on Dynamite again. Next, you got the new TBS champion, Hikaru Shida, going over in the Survival of the Fittest match. This was a fire match. It came down to Persephone, Chris Statlander, and Shida. I see a lot of people didn't like Shida winning. I don't got no problem. I like Shida character, man. So her winning is fire. It gives some life for her and Chris Statlander to continue the feud. They're going to get the head up fade probably at Redemption. And you also got Persephone, man. She has a lot of time. Or I keep saying Persephone. I think that's the right way to say it. But she has a long time to go, man. She's still extremely young, extremely talented. So I'm not tripping on her losing this match. She's going to one day be a TBS champion. I see one day she's going to be AEW Women's Champion. So, you know what I mean? I got no complaints there. And last on Dynamite, you got Kenny Omega making the biggest mistake of his life. Or is it? He accepts the challenge. He will never challenge for the AEW Championship again if he loses this match. This is scary. I'm nervous. I'm on the edge of my seat. I can't wait, man. I really want to go out the beach break next week, man. I don't know. My bank account is probably saying no. That's not the best idea, but I don't know, man. This just feels like something I need to be there for, man. So I'll figure that out and I'll keep y'all updated. But let me know in the comments what you think about that. Last segment was fire, man. MJF, Kenny Omega just faded the whole time, man. They going after each other. Everybody trying to break each other up. Man, I can't wait. It's a lot of animosity there. It's a lot of vitriol. It's a lot of hatred. It's a lot of emotion. This is all we ask for in professional wrestling. Some emotion. And we got it, man. So that's fire. This was an incredible episode of Dynamite, man. I felt like this Dynamite flowed a lot better than other Dynamites. And even though Dynamite is solid for the most part, dog, this just felt different. This felt like an extension to Forbidden Door. Also, whether we like it or not, let's be real, dog. After a pay-per-view, Dynamite just lets his foot off the gas a little bit. Pay-per-view be 10, and they go down to a solid show, then they start building back up. I feel like this Dynamite, oh my God, bro. Forbidden Door was a 10, and Tony Khan just said, no, we staying right there. The stipulation alone. I miss watching wrestling and actually not only waiting to the end of the show, now you're waiting to next week. I said this yesterday. That is episodic television. What's going to happen? Keep us on our toes. Keep us guessing. That's what they did, man. Redemption coming up, and this is already the start of it. We in for a good few weeks, y'all. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Oh, man, I'm scared for Kenny Omega, dog. I ain't gonna lie, man. I know the sickles are gonna be heartbroken if he can never challenge again. But let me know in the comments what y'all think about this whole situation, man. What did y'all think about Dynamite? What y'all think about Redemption? Do you think All In is gonna get flipped upside down? Let me know in the comments what you think. It's Bobby Monsoon. 2.5. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye!